Okay, time for another Strange Happenings, number 2 here. Sorry about the little cut on my face. I taught myself to use a straight razor and got distracted thinking about what I'm going to talk about in this video. So I shouldn't get distracted while shaving. I'll try to keep this short again, so I'll talk fast. Previous video, Strange Happenings, I talked about the Matrix and see my entire life as it unfolds then and there. And I've had a lot of deja vu all the time throughout my life. And I kind of figure that showing me I'm on the right path, that I am where I'm supposed to be. When I created an original video, I said it was deja vu. Really, it's more like precog type thing, precognition, knowing the future a little bit. Because deja vu is kind of a brain misfire or something. You think you've seen this before. You think you've had these experiences before. It feels like you've done it before. With me, I tested this out when I was much younger, college days kind of thing, and read up on it. And so I thought I'd test myself. So I would write it down on a piece of paper, put it in my back pocket, and when I had that feeling that day of deja vu, I'd be able to reach in my back pocket, pull it out, and it's there in black and white, word for word, exactly what's happening, all that. So that's when I started to realize that it's not deja vu. It's not just some type of brain misfire causing this, that if I'm able to write it down on black and white paper, pull it out later and read it, that this is exactly what's happened. It's not just deja vu. It's got to be more than this. Still happens to this day. It's toned down a lot. Mainly, this happens just within a few seconds in advance, not just completely in advance. I'll give you, I don't know how many examples I give. I mean, it's tons. It'd take too long to talk in this video. One example I mentioned, I tried another video talking about this, was me and a friend were walking across a bridge at college, a little bayou, and we're walking, and I knew exactly for the next 10 to 15 seconds exactly what was going to happen, what he was going to say, exactly perfect what was going to happen. And by this point, I knew it was more than deja vu. I knew this was real, that this is happening. It was laying out exactly. And it wasn't, I've got this feeling that this has happened before. It's like, I know what he is about to say, word for word. I know what he's about to say after that, and after that, and after that, word for word. So I knew, I was positive. I decided to do something different, to stop it, to change what the future was supposed to be for me. So I stopped dead in my tracks. Instead of continue talking like I was supposed to, I stopped dead in my tracks and turned around. When that happened, it was like an invisible explosion going off. Like a Blevy, a propane tank or something that explodes. You see that shock wave go out. It was like that. It was invisible to everybody, but everything rippled and went out, and it just stunned me. For that day, I was really messed up. It took 3 to 4 months before my life started straightening out again, getting a little bit back to normal. I don't know if it ever came back fully to normal, if time stream split or whatever. I don't know. Weird things still happen. Things change on me. For example, pulling a teacup out of the dishwasher, dropping it, and it vanishes. It never hits the floor, never found it again. Cars behind me disappear when there's no cutoffs on the roads. I attribute that more just I wasn't paying attention. Prices on my vending machine, my small vending business I do, the manual sticker prices will change. And I'm the only one that has a key. I'm the only one that does this. And they will change on me. And I have to go back and change them back. Things like that. So the vending thing is current stuff. The walking across the bridge, changing what's supposed to happen, past stuff. So it's kind of a way of knowing what might happen in the future. And right now, it's mainly happens a few seconds in advance. I know who's about to walk in the door. I know someone's about to call on the phone. Who is it? And I know who it is and what they want. I usually try to keep my mouth shut. Sometimes I don't keep my mouth shut. So last month, just another example, last month, my sister called. My dad got back from a trip. Phone rings. I know it's my sister calling. My mom goes in the other room, picks it up, says hello. And I tell my dad instantly, as soon as mom's saying hello, I said, oh, it's my sister. She's calling just to say, hi, how did your trip go? She's calling for that. I tell my dad different words than that. But then about 1 to 2 seconds later, my mom yells across the house about dad. Yeah, it's the sister calling and wants to know how your trip went. And when I told him was that exact word for word, what she was hearing. So I don't know if I was hearing it in her head or if I just knew what was going to be said, but Dad, takes it. Dad ignores all this kind of thing. He doesn't believe in it. It just doesn't exist for him. So he just kind of looks at me like something happened. I don't know what, but something weird just happened, which is totally good. It's probably the best way to approach it. And I'll get into it later about knowing things in advance. Much long time ago, as soon as I was born, I knew there would be a time in my life where I didn't need to have a gun in my hands. I knew that there would come a time for that. Even in teenage years, all my family members are hunters, and guns as gifts, and I refused. I refused to have a gun, and I'm sure they all thought I was anti-hunting, anti-gun. I'm not at all. But I knew if I had a gun and owned a gun, I would have killed myself. And it's very, very true. About 15 years ago, I went through that stage of my life. It was pretty horrible. I might talk about it later. And if I did have a gun at that time, I would have killed myself. No doubt about it. And I knew that that was going to happen in the future of my life, kind of knowing what's going to happen. And if I could make it through that point, I'd be okay. So once I made it through that point, I have guns now. It's not a problem. If I want to go hunting, I can. Mainly, I'd rather kill deadly snakes that are about to bite me, that sort of thing. I'm not a big hunter, but I don't mind shooting if I have to. And practice shooting, concealed carry license, that sort of thing is all, I've got all that. So it's not a problem now. I just had to make it through that stage of my life, and I knew that from way back when. Video's too long already. Keep joining in. Strange Happenings. Talk to you later.